right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Time is running out for a Missouri man on death row.
It benefits no one to kill Kevin Johnson.
He's scheduled to be executed in a matter of hours. Tonight, Kevin Johnson's last hope to have his life spared. Leftovers weren't the only thing you brought home from Thanksgiving. Tonight, the rush to local doctors' offices with post-holiday illnesses.
But first, Tuesday is a weather alert day from your Weather First team. Most of us see strong gusty winds through the day, and a few might see a strong storm by the evening.
Well, it is all calm tonight as Blues fans head home, but tomorrow we're all gonna get checked by the winds. Good evening, I'm Sarah Maki. Mike and Ann have the evening off. We want to start it and get straight over to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell with a Weather First weather alert. Scott.
That's right, it's an orange alert. You know, we have that storm alert, which we're not in, and the orange alert, which means there's something that's happening tomorrow that's going to be impactful, but not necessarily life-threatening. So let's take a look at what we've got going here. Big storm system developing out to our west, snow out in the Rockies, but it's the jet stream and that energy that's going to swing our way, and the potential exists for severe weather tomorrow. That localized area that's really looking at the more intense storms is well to our south, stretching from Memphis down into central portions of Mississippi, northeast portions of Louisiana. But there's still a risk south and east of St. Louis, especially as we head into tomorrow. So here's the deal. Strong cold fronts coming in. The Gulf moisture is trying to come up to the north. By midday, you've got storms developing down to our south. And as that front gets closer to us, late in the afternoon through the evening hours, our chances for showers and storms increase. And a few of those storms could be severe. So it's a Tuesday weather alert day, mainly for the wind and thunderstorm chances. Listen, the gusty winds will be 35 to 45 miles per hour. That's by midday, stretching into the afternoon. The wind gusts will continue into the evening, but they diminish a little bit, and then our chance for a few strong thunderstorms, especially east and south of St. Louis. Damaging wind would be the main threat, 5 to 10, 5 to 9 p.m., something like that. We'll see in a few minutes. We'll track it out for you, Sarah.
Thank you, Scott. Well, breaking now in just the last 10 minutes, we have learned that the Missouri Supreme Court has ruled the execution of a man on death row for killing a Kirkwood police officer will move forward. Kevin Johnson is scheduled to be executed in less than 24 hours now for the shooting death of Sergeant William McEntee 17 years ago. Our Robert Townsend is here with the very latest. Robert.
Hey there, Sarah. You know, for the past 8 hours, we have been waiting and waiting for this decision to come down. But again, just minutes ago, we learned that the case is moving forward. Today, Johnson's supporters spoke out.
During an emergency hearing in Jefferson City Monday, attorneys on both sides presented last-minute arguments in a high-profile case of death row inmate Kevin Johnson.
It does not benefit this state. It does not benefit our society to kill Kevin Johnson.
In July of 2005, then 19-year-old Johnson repeatedly shot and killed Kirkwood Police Sergeant William McEntee after McEntee responded to a fireworks call at an apartment complex. The 43-year-old McEntee was a husband, father, and he served on the Kirkwood Police Force for 20 years. Johnson was later convicted of first-degree murder. Monday, Special Prosecutor E.E. Keenan asked the Missouri Supreme Court to delay Johnson's execution. Keenan said a former St. Louis County prosecutor used racial bias in several cases, including Johnson's.
What is happening today at the Missouri Supreme Court is pretty unusual. It's actually unprecedented in Missouri that we have a prosecutor that is trying to ask for a stay of an execution.
Meantime, dozens of Johnson supporters and death penalty opponents held signs and pleaded on Johnson's behalf during a demonstration outside the state capitol. Similar rallies are also planned across the state on Tuesday. The Reverend Darrell Gray, a St. Louis pastor and civil rights advocate, is Johnson's spiritual advisor.
Kevin struggled with his faith. And one thing that we worked through is Kevin came to the realization that a fractured faith is better than no faith at all. And I believe that that's what's getting him through this.
But opponents say Johnson's execution should move forward as planned. The Attorney General's office argued there was no racial discrimination and the jury was fair and unbiased. Also, Monday, Governor Mike Parson announced he will not grant the 37-year-old Johnson clemency.
Now, Johnson is scheduled to die by lethal injection tomorrow night in Bonne Terre at 6 p.m. We've also reached out to Sergeant William McEntee's family. They have declined speaking any further.
Well, 5 on Your Side is staying on top of the Kevin Johnson case. We will continue to bring you the latest developments on air on KSDK.com and on our 5 on Your Side app. Tonight, St. Louis University is mourning the deaths of 2 medical school students. Both drowned yesterday at the Lake of the Ozarks. They went for a swim near the Bagnell Dam in Miller County. Police say one of them drowned while trying to save the other. The men, ages 24 and 25, are both from India. SLU is now offering grief counseling and ministry for students, professors, and staff. Welcome back. That's the message that some St. Louis high schoolers returning to in-person class for the first time since a shooting on campus heard today. Students at Collegiate School of Medicine and Bioscience went virtual after the deadly shooting at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School 5 weeks ago. The 2 schools do share a campus. Administrators say about 80 to 90% of Collegiate's student body came back to the building today. They welcomed them with signs, balloons, donuts, and most importantly, mental and emotional support.
We are pleased that so many of the students want to come back. Obviously, it's going to be an adjustment. They've not walked in this building in 5 weeks. And so we have therapists and therapy dogs and counselors here all week to kind of work with them.
CVPA students are still virtual, and that side of campus is not expected to reopen until next semester. Tonight, this woman, Brianna Williams, is in jail accused of shooting her girlfriend in the head after the two had an argument. That shooting happened Friday night at the Lucas Hunt Village Apartments in North St. Louis County. In our last update from police just a few hours ago, the victim is in the hospital in critical condition. Well, we are taking a live look at St. Louis Lambert International Airport right now. Things are starting to slow down after a very busy holiday travel weekend. The Transportation Security Administration says air travel hit a pandemic-era record. TSA agents screened more than 2.5 million people across our nation's airports on Sunday. Similar numbers were also reported the day before Thanksgiving. And with the holidays in full swing, area hospitals and doctors' offices, they are now packed with patients dealing with a whole host of illnesses, mostly respiratory. And new tonight, our Laura Barcheski, she spoke with some doctors about what they're dealing with right now.
Sarah, for the last couple of years, doctors have mostly been dealing with COVID-19. Now they're dealing with COVID and several other respiratory illnesses all at once.
Top doctors at Mercy and SSM Health say respiratory illness season is in full swing and certain illnesses are ramping up sooner than expected.
That RSV had probably already peaked and was starting to come down. So that's good that was starting to loosen up. Our flu cases for being admitted to the hospital were just about equivalent with our COVID cases. So, which, is good and bad. It's good that, our COVID is not going out of control. But it's bad that we're seeing so many flu admissions this early in the year.
After the Thanksgiving holiday, Mercy's chair of the Department of Medicine, Dr. Farron Mannion, wants you to keep a close eye on symptoms as it can take days for them to pop up.
COVID has gotten a little bit shorter than the original strain, so it's the average is like 3 to 4 days instead of like influenza, which is on the average like 1 to 2 days.
SSM Health's Chief Community Health Officer, Dr. Alex Garza, says right now primary care, urgent care, and emergency rooms are very busy, but it's manageable, and examining your symptoms at home can keep it that way.
If you're young, otherwise healthy, don't have any serious signs and symptoms aside from, a fever or cough, but aren't feeling short of breath, stuff like that. Home remedies, still a good bet.
Dr. Mannion says the good news is the vaccines are working, flu shots in particular.
It really looks like the strains that are in the vaccine have quite a bit of similarity with what's going around, and at least in animal studies.
That means it's still not too late to get vaccinated against COVID-19 and the flu. We still have a long season ahead. And if you do get sick, it's best to, at a minimum, get tested to know which respiratory illness you have. Sarah.
Thanks, Laura. Well, with people getting sick, a lot are looking to try some at-home remedies. Tonight, our Verify team is peeling away the layers at one so-called cure being shared online. Here's Brandon Lewis.
When you have a cold, you'll do almost anything to relieve the pressure in your head, the scratch in your throat, and just feel better. Sometimes that means turning to old family cures or even YouTube. Verify viewer Michelle and several others emailed us to ask whether leaving a raw cut onion in a room can cure a cold. A similar version in blog posts and YouTube videos claims wearing a sock with an onion slice overnight can cleanse your body and help you get better. So let's verify. Can placing raw onions in your house or on your skin cure a cold or flu? Our sources are Providence Health and Services, the National Onion Association, and Bawalia Lungu, a food science professor with the University of California, Davis. If you've ever cut an onion, then you know tears are bound to follow as enzymes are released into the air that irritates our eyes. Centuries ago, during the bubonic plague, our sources say people thought that reaction was the air being purified, and that would help keep them healthy.
I guess they were thinking that smell is going to help clear or clean out the environment. But again, life doesn't work like that.
Similarly, Lungu says some modern Chinese medicine practitioners falsely claim an onion's purifying properties can be absorbed through the feet.
The body doesn't absorb compounds or nutrients and send them to major internal organs that way.
Lungu points out there is no evidence that proves any of these methods work to treat an illness. So, no, placing raw onions in your house or on your skin cannot cure a cold. Onions do have important prebiotics that can strengthen your body's immune system, but our sources say to get those benefits, you'd need to eat the onions, not put them on your skin or in your home. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
All right, well, what can we verify for you? Maybe apples for allergies or pickles for pink eye? We will look into anything you send us. Just send us an email to verify@ksdk.com. Tomorrow is the deadline to help honor our heroes for the holidays. Tonight, Wreaths Across America has raised enough money to purchase more than 22,000 wreaths to be placed at the graves at Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery. But here is the thing, that is less than 50% of their goal. Each wreath costs $15. So if you'd like to help out, we have more information on how to donate in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com.
A holiday gift for all. Tonight, the big drop in gas prices expected by Christmas. Delivery dilemma. Those trucks are delivering more than just your holiday packages to your door. The simple changes to make this a green Christmas.
It's not only a weather alert day Tuesday, it's a wardrobe adjustment by Wednesday. The Weather First team bringing you the changes that are happening this week.
Thanks for sticking with us. Tonight, the news about gas prices just keeps getting better. The national average has dropped 12 cents in the past week to $3.54 a gallon. Now, AAA says that price could fall below $3 by Christmas. In St. Louis, the average right now is at $3 on the dot, but many stations are charging below that. For the first time in a long time, we're paying less than this same time last year. Over in the Metro East, gas still running you about $3.60 a gallon. That is 15 cents more than last year. Tonight, the holiday shopping season, it is in full swing with Cyber Monday just starting to wrap up. Online shoppers are expected to spend more than $11 billion today alone, the highest number ever. And that's after Black Friday online sales also topped a record-breaking $9 billion. Spending is strong despite consumer prices being up nearly 8%.
Credit card debt is going up very quickly. So the question is, how long can that lower-end consumer hang on in the face of higher inflation?
Some of the most popular items include electronics, toys, and exercise equipment. Now come all the delivery trucks delivering those holiday purchases, but those constant deliveries are polluting your neighborhood. So tonight, Consumer Reports has some tips on how to make your online orders just a little bit greener. Here's Mike Bush.
Is this the sound of your holiday? And sure, maybe having Amazon Prime or Walmart Plus means you don't pay for fast shipping. The environmental costs of getting goods from a warehouse to your door can be high. Trucks and vans making deliveries are estimated to emit more carbon dioxide annually than burning 4.5 billion pounds of coal. And that's not just bad for the environment. Consumer Reports says it's dangerous for us, too.
If you breathe in the harmful fumes from delivery vans and trucks that are going by, these are microscopic particles. They can cause asthma. They can contribute to heart disease or cancer. That comes from decades of studies. And children and elderly people are particularly vulnerable to those harms.
FedEx, Amazon, and UPS all have plans to roll out electric delivery vehicles, but that process will take years. But there are some things you can do now to lower the impact of your family's online holiday shopping. First, take a look at how and when you press buy and plan ahead to avoid those one-item orders.
It's best to consolidate your deliveries into just one order if you can, and to pick the slowest shipment speed. That allows companies to keep fewer vans on the road.
Or instead of choosing delivery, pick up your packages from nearby locations like a UPS store or an Amazon locker. That cuts down on individual deliveries those big vans need to make. And remember, shopping locally this holiday is a great way to help your local business and the environment, especially if you leave the car at home. Walking, biking, or riding transit to the store will help minimize the environmental impact of your purchases. For Consumer Reports, Mike Bush, 5 on your side.
Now, another benefit to cutting down on all those online orders, you're also going to reduce the number of shipping boxes and bags arriving at your front door that you then also need to recycle. After Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday comes Giving Tuesday. Tomorrow is all about donating to charities, so we're going to make it easy for you. We have a full list of local organizations that you can help. Just text the word GIVING to 314-425-5355 and we'll send it to you. Speaking of giving, you can also make the season brighter for kids in foster care. Once again, 5 on your side has teamed up with the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition for their Little Wishes campaign. You can help fulfill more than 3,000 gifts for area foster kids. Just go to ksdk.com/littlewishes to make a purchase. All right, tomorrow it is a weather alert day. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joining us now with the Weather First forecast. Scott, how serious are we talking here? Not too bad,
Don't
right?
think it's going to be terrible, but we've got a lot of wind that we're going to deal with. And of course, a lot of us have done some holiday decorating. Things are outside, and some of those things might be susceptible to strong gusty winds. Right now, though, it's fairly quiet around St. Louis. The high clouds are rolling in. They're thickening a bit. Our temperatures have dropped back into the 40s, and we're kind of plateauing there at this point around the St. Louis area with clouds coming in and the fact that we have a breeze. That's going to keep our temperatures from dropping much more through the overnight hours. Dew points 38, temperatures 45. Our low was 44, 52 was the high, so not a lot of movement on the thermometer today. And again, temperatures holding in the upper 30s to mid 40s tonight. They may actually go up a little bit. Here's where things start to get a little dicey tomorrow. The severe weather risk for Tuesday, really into Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, into the nighttime hours. That's going to be to the south of St. Louis, stretching from Memphis, going down towards Vicksburg, Mississippi. And even in the Boot Heel, southern portions of Illinois, far southeast Missouri, a little better chance of seeing some stronger storms there. Now, as you get closer to St. Louis, it's a level 1 out of 5 for the severe risk, and it's really in a concentrated time frame early tomorrow evening. So snow is breaking out to our north and west. That's one thing we're not worried about. That's on the cold side of the system. By the time we get into the cold air, the moisture is already on the way out of here. But this system has tremendous amount of energy and a lot of wind. It's spreading out of the Rockies into the plains, and it's heading our way. This is what we expect tomorrow. That front moving into the bi-state region. Gulf moisture streaming northbound. Showers and storms breaking out along the Mississippi River down into parts of Alabama and Mississippi. And then right along this front, a line of showers and thunderstorms breaks out during the afternoon and evening. So why is it an alert day for Tuesday? Gusty winds outside of any thunderstorms will pick up by late morning. Some of those wind gusts could be above 40 miles per hour, and then that potential for evening strong thunderstorms. Here's the cold front coming in as we go towards 6 o'clock, slicing right through the metro area, a line of scattered showers, potentially a strong thunderstorm or two. Those stronger thunderstorms, they're pushing east and southeast of St. Louis very quickly. But ahead of those storms and during the day, winds gusting 35 to 45 miles per hour. Those will be some strong winds. The inflatable Santas and inflatable snowmen probably want to take them down for tomorrow. Wednesday, it's all about the cold air sliding in. Temperatures struggling to get back to 40 degrees. Plus, we have strong winds on Wednesday, keeping those wind chills in the lower 20s early in the morning. Here it is, your weather first 10-day forecast. And again, a weather alert day for Tuesday. Winds picking up by lunchtime. Then that chance for an evening thunderstorm that could be strong to severe as we push our way through the rest of the week. Breezy, colder on Wednesday. We'll get back into the 50s, close to 60 Friday. Another system for this weekend with some rain. And then by the middle of next week, Sarah, temperatures are once again a little below average.
All right, thanks, Scott. I like your point about the inflatables because once those suckers get airborne, you just don't know where they're going to go.
Yeah, they're going to fly tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Well, sports coming up next.
The Blues were trying to make it 2 in a row. We'll have the highlights and the Chief next. And wait till you hear what a St. Louis World Cup soccer player had to say about Iran. Stick around, please. So I hate to be negative. I believe that glass is full all the time. But here are the cold hard facts. If you take away that third period on Saturday in Florida, the Blues would have a 4-game losing streak without even being close to winning. Let's head to Enterprise for the Blues and Stars tonight. Nathan Walker giving up a few inches in this fight with Josh Hanley, but you like the fact he took one for the team. The Stars are in first place for a reason. They have skill, and this displays it nicely. Ty Dellandrea beats Jordan Bennington. It's 2-0 Dallas. The Blues were without Robert Thomas, but they cut the lead to 2-1 on this Brandon Saad goal. Thought they were in it, but Dallas scored the next two, and they win it 4-1. Chief?
I would have liked to seen us, have a more of an attack mentality in the third period and try to really get some action at the net. And we didn't have the puck enough in the third.
Some college football coaches think all this transferring has to stop. Over 4,000 entered the portal last year. But good news, Luther Burden tweeted today that he's staying at Mizzou. It was a clever tweet. He plugged his potato chips to. Smart young man.
Everybody ain't guaranteed when you go into another system. I don't know why these guys think, hey, man, if I go to another system, I'm going to be the same. It's not. You're the featured receiver right now at the University of Missouri. You're the go-to guy. He's the guy that's getting the ball. In another environment, everybody ain't going to be like Jamison Williams, man.
ESPN broadcaster, now Colts coach, Jeff Saturday hosting the Steelers. And here's the game winner. Benny Snell Jr. sneaks in for the score. The Steelers beat the Colts 24-17. At the World Cup, Uruguay trying to knock off Portugal in the 54th minute. Iran has called the USA to be ousted from the World Cup. The reason? USA Soccer removed Iran's flag emblem on their social media post. The reason our soccer federation did this?
We support women's rights. We always have, we always will. That message will remain consistent. And what we're doing as a team is supporting that while also trying to prepare for the biggest game that this squad has had to date.
Good for you, Tim Ream. High school hoops have begun. The Southside Classic, Windsor hosting Clayton at Oakville, actually. A couple of fine coaches. Ryan McCarthy from Windsor versus Buddy Soderman at Clayton. And the Owls were soaring on the break. Ethan Worley with the finish here. Man, this is a well-coached squad. And later, it's Grant Siegel. Windsor wins big, 73-33. They are now 2-0. We'll take a short time out, and we'll be right back after this.
And your Weather First team will be tracking active weather across the middle part of the country tomorrow. The severe weather risk, it's there, but it's certainly heightened as you go farther south and southeast of St. Louis. But there's a risk we could see a few stronger storms heading into tomorrow afternoon, very late into the evening hours. Most of the severe weather will be to our south, down into portions of Tennessee, towards Memphis and going south from there. So while it's quiet at the moment, Tuesday is a weather alert day. Gusty winds picking up 35 to 45 miles per hour by lunchtime into the afternoon. And then we'll bring in that line of thunderstorms and showers developing right over St. Louis around 5 o'clock, moving out of here by 9 o'clock tomorrow night, Sarah.
Thank you so much. It's going to be one of those hold on to your hat days. Well, that's all the time we have for 5 on Your Side at 10. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon is up next. Zoe Saldana is Jimmy's guest. Thank you, everybody. Start your day with us with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 tomorrow.